Hey guys, it's Heather from Tomatoes, Poppies, and Everything Gardening. It is still technically July. It is July 31st, so I want to go ahead and finish up my garden tours for July and show you guys what's been going on. I would like to do garden tours more often, but it's just been busy this summer. So once a month is all that I have managed, but I really want to get out there and show you guys a few things. So we're going to head out back. A couple days ago I did the deck and greenstock tour, and I'll link that below if you'd like to watch that. So this is kind of part 2 of 3, and now we're going to go outside. We're going to look at the backyard and my raised bed area, and then my side yard garden. So I'm just so thankful that now the temperature has cooled down and the heat wave is broken. It is a nice 88. I know that sounds hot to some, but it's 88 right now, the real feel, and the humidity is 62. So it's nice. It actually feels so much different than it did a week ago. I mean, we were really, really sweating our butts off here in Central Virginia. But let's go on out so you can have a look, and I will narrate and let you know what's going on. Out the back door here, you can see my ginger on the table. And that is going to be a video coming up because I have to talk to y'all about ginger. And there's another bowl of ginger that I planted at the same time. And you can see we have been blessed with rain. We have had like 2 days of rain, so everything's watered. I don't have to water today. Don't have to do much. It's really nice. Camellias. Got some heuchera back there. We're not going to walk in the grass today. It might still be a little bit wet. This is all still a work in progress. There's columbine down there, carex. Here's my hydrangea. I've got tons of mint down in there in front of the deck. So we talked about all of this in the last garden tour. So we're not even going to go look at anything here on the deck. Back at the fence are my blackberries, and the birds have been demolishing them. If I want any, I have to get the ones that are way down on the ground, the ones they don't want. Same thing with my blueberries here. They have been going to town on my blueberries. And I guess we can walk around a little bit. This bed here is still a work in progress. Ooh, there's some blackberries right there though. I'll be back out here with a bowl in a little bit. So this one's a little shiny. It's probably too tart, but I'm not gonna eat it. I saw this thing on Facebook the other day. This lady said, don't eat your blackberries until you soak them in water because there could be little bitty worms in there hiding. And she soaked hers and all the worms came out. So I normally would just pop this in my mouth. I'm gonna wait. All right, so we got some blueberries here, the front of the deck. The birds ate I don't know if it was the birds or the chipmunk. I think it was the chipmunk. He ate every single blueberry. I do still have quite a few in here. And I think I'm going to fill up my bird feeders, fill up their watering bowls, and hopefully I will get some of these blueberries. Strawberries and weeds here. This is a blueberry that did not blossom this year, maybe next year. Here's Jeffrey peeking around. So this raised bed area made of bricks. I built this about 3 or 4 months ago, and I think it worked out great. You can see I've got 5 tomato plants that are growing really nicely. I've got a purple rain, and I've got a Paul Robeson, purple Cherokee, Paul Robeson, and then this is Tasmanian chocolate. This container I'm getting ready to put some Brussels sprout seeds in. There is a lonely kale there still hanging on. And then this L-shaped bed to the left of the deck has much of, well, really nothing. I did put some bean seeds down about a week or so ago, and they're taking off. The 2 remaining trellises I'm going to go put cucumber seeds on today. We're going to do a lot of seeding today after this video. Beautiful fairy rose here. There's Mr. Jeffrey. Here's that Dolly Parton rose that I saved. I need to repot him. So we're not going to walk back to the blackberries. I've got a lot of weeding to do, as you can see. I've got coral bell babies growing in these pots that I dug up. They were seedlings. I do have some in this pot too that I grew from seed, but this impatient is kind of taking over the whole pot. There's a lilac. Let's see here, a steel bee, columbine. Got a bunch of shade things back here, ferns, a steel bee, heuchera. But this is, this poor guy is the Japanese maple I tried to save off the clearance. And I'm going to put videos right here. Tonto put it in his mouth and broke it. I thought I could save it by taping it back together. But it's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good at all. Here is one of the raspberries I got from Emma Gardner a couple months ago. It's doing great. These two are left over from last year. Here's a raspberry. And this one I also got from Emma Gardner, and it never grew. So they did refund me the money. Moved some strawberries here the other day. And this is really kind of a shady spot, but it gets morning sun. And coneflowers actually will do well in a wooded kind of edge of the wood setting. And you can see they're blooming. I even have some China aster blooming. Looks so pretty. Impatiens, more heuchera down in there. Transplanted this petite knockout rose here. And I've actually got a hardy hibiscus here too. And I think this is a passion flower. I put seeds here, and it took about 2 or 3 months for something to grow. So I'm hoping that's what that is. Common rose. This bed is just 2 cucumber plants that took over everything. Looks like I need to get in here and pick them. Again, I had the worst cucumber year last year, and now look at it. I have got cucumbers everywhere. I've got like probably 8 or 10 in the fridge, and everyone's sick of them. So I need to get creative with the cucumbers. I guess I'll make some pickles. Can't think of anything else. We've got a pepper here, Italian sage, another pepper here, and just some flowers, coneflower. You can see there is a view of the deck. These are all volunteer black pearl peppers, and they're all just little seedlings I dug up that self-seeded. I think I'll go plant them out by the mailbox. I don't know what else to do with them. I gave away quite a few, and this is what I have left. Here's another view of the 2 L-shaped beds that I made from bricks. You can see kind of flows into the backyard. And I'm going to spin around so you can see where we're going next. Whoops, just knocked over a statue. So this is the walkway that I worked on last week. The coral bells and the heuchera have been trimmed. This walkway is usable. And then on the left, I do have tomato plants. I've got a big rainbow here. You can see he's got babies on there. Then I have, these are rattlesnake beans. And then I also have every other Idell Market. That's one of my favorite pole beans. But I just planted those, so they're just getting started, as you can see. And then I know this one's a purple Cherokee here on the fence. I don't remember what this one is. Oh, looky there. A tromboncino is getting big. really slow this year. Really slow to get any fruits that are keepable. It's a million bells here by the door. You can see what happens when they don't get fertilized right. They just kind of turn yellowy and fall off. All right, so then we've got our trellis of cherry tomatoes. We've got black cherry, we've got sun gold, and this is Chadwick. You'll notice there are lots of cherry tomatoes down on the ground, and that's because I have very hungry chipmunks and squirrels who think that I do this gardening all for them, that I'm just here to produce food for them. So we're going to leave the fenced-in area and go check out the raised bed area. This is a paprika pepper to make paprika, and I only have one, and that's kind of sad. Not sure what's going on. So I think before we go in the raised bed area, I'm backing up so you can get a view of it. I'm eating the raspberry. These are cuttings that I took off some million bells that broke off, and they will root. I did that as an experiment, and they did root. This is impatiens. No, it wasn't impatiens. What was it? Oh, viola that I transplanted there. It must have gotten way too much sun because now it's toast. Look at my coleus. Living its best life out in the shade here. It doesn't really get any direct light at all. It just kind of gets indirect light and keep it watered. So my heuchera is back here too, just hanging out for the summer because it will shine in the winter. And my corabelle here, you can see the coleus is starting to flower. And I had so many volunteers this year that I think I'm going to let all my coleus flower just so I can have more babies next year. All right, let's go into the raised bed area, which starts here. Stevia. And I will say my stevia in part sun is doing better than the stevia in full sun. That was an experiment too, to compare. This Ace 55 has about had it. It is a determinate, so it's probably getting ready to come out here after I get the last bits of fruit off of it. But I did put a little baby down in there that I found. It's just a volunteer from last year that I had in a cup. Not sure what it is, but as soon as this guy comes out, it can kind of take over. Got lots of pollinators here on the basil. This is peppercini pepper here in the second container. I still have not divided and relocated that thyme. And you can see I have a tomato jungle. And that's about what's a Bradley, a Dr. Witchy's, an Earl's. And then in that back container is Mortgage Lifter. And it's a big mess. Since it's cooled off, I really need to just get my butt out here and take care of things. And then I actually have a pepper in this container, but you can't even see it. So let's go into the raised bed area. And I have still carrots that are flowering. Got wind chimes above my head. That's to kind of help scare the deer if they try to come in here. So the cherry tomatoes are doing great despite the chipmunks eating them all. There's that Tromboncino again. And there are a few more beds back this way we'll go look at. But let's go ahead and look here on my right. I've got carrots, 2 varieties of cantaloupe on this trellis, and there are babies. Here's a baby. Aren't they cute? I just love baby melons. And then on this section, I've got my Roman chamomile, which is perennial, but it's not happy with all the heat we've had. You can see it's kind of in shock. But we've got 2 honeydews. So we got 2 honeydews on the right here, and then this is some type of yellow watermelon. I can't remember the name. Maybe lemon drop. And then back there in the ground, I have a sugar baby watermelon that is climbing. And he has a baby, the cutest baby right here. Look at that adorable baby. And then tucked back here behind this trellis is a yellow bell pepper. I have taken, sorry about the wind chime, many peppers off of it. They don't get super big though. It's probably not a keeper for me. This is my second time to try it. And it did similar both years. So this is probably going to be the last year I try it. There's a German pink here. He really has struggled in the heat, but he's starting to rebound. Oh, there's another baby. And then this tomato bed here, it's like 4 different big slicer. I think I've got mortgage lifter, German pink, tangerine, and something else. Maybe a Dr. Witchy's. But it has had a hornworm problem, major hornworm problem. And I was walking past here a few days ago, and I just happened to look over, and it was like all the leaves were gone. It was so shocking. So I came out that night with my black light, and I found 4. I left 2 that had parasitic wasp larvae attached. Oh, there's one. See, he's dead. He'll eventually just turn to goo and fall off. But if you see the white little eggs thingies on there, just leave it or relocate it. So hopefully I can clean up this bed and these tomatoes will recover and grow some new foliage. And then I've got problems here. Maybe y'all can help me. I think there's too much nitrogen in this bed. So I got lots and lots of leaf growth on these peppers, but no buds. Well, there's one. Until now, no buds. Not sure what's going on. I did have carrots in this bed. I harvested those. I think I'm gonna put some bone meal, some more soil, and just see what happens. I don't know what else to do. These beans have been doing great here in this back bed. I think it is, what is it, Kalima? Alright guys, I'm going to voice over the remainder of the video because my neighbor walked outside and, well, they probably already all think I'm crazy, so I thought I would just voice over. And you can see I'm just making my way to show you the mint and the beans that are on the kind of the side here by the sky pencils. And those beans need to get swiped out. Oh, and here's a snapdragon vine. I grew that from seed. It's so pretty. It's such a delicate little vine. Here are some zinnias. And I'm just kind of giving you a back view, I guess, of the trellis, the catapanel trellis. And we're making our way out of the raised bed area. And you can see we're getting ready to pass the tomato jungle here on the left. And you can get a peek of my hardy hibiscus there. They're blooming. They look so pretty. Those 2 are 2 different varieties, but they're both in containers. And there is an eggplant, and there's another eggplant. That's the Florida high bush. And the one on the right is just a basic black beauty. And looks like somebody put their trash on one of those little piggy planters. And let's see, just giving you another view of the hardy hibiscus. And I love this view right here. I love the hardy hibiscus in the foreground, and then behind me to see the trellis and the tomatoes. I just love that image. So I've been out there taking pictures of that at night kind of in the evening when the sun's starting to set. Yeah, sedum was back there in the corner by the sky pencil. This is a volunteer squash, and for so long it was just foliage and growth. And look at Jeffrey hiding back there to keep cool. Just yesterday I noticed there is finally some type of fruit. So I'm hoping that's a yellow squash. And look at that squash that I planted a couple months ago. It is toast. It is completely infected with squash spores. I think I'm going to cut it open later for fun just to see how many's in there. And then this cucumber whiskey barrel planter I'm going to redo. I just harvested a huge Armenian cucumber off of it. I'll put a picture up there. But I'm going to put that black trellis into that planter and take out the bamboo sticks and then plant more cucumber seeds. I'll try a couple different varieties. Look at this beautiful zinnia. That's the queen. I think it's called lime, Queenie lime, something like that. Tomato there, that was the Tasmanian chocolate. Some more China aster. Then I've got 2 poblanos and 1 green pepper in this whiskey barrel planter. They have done great. Of course, they're getting full sun. Just very happy there, those peppers. And I think we're getting ready to end the tour. Oh, I wanted to show you this collard. I had dropped some seeds, and this was one that I did not pull a few months ago, and it's been doing great. So, okay guys, that's it. Stay tuned because part 3 of my monthly garden tour is going to happen soon.